Welcome to Love, Light, and With the Shits. This podcast is dedicated to helping women of color heal trauma, live authentically, and create their dream lives. I'm your host, Alyssa. We'll talk about self-love, spiritual journeys, relationships, manifesting, and so much more. So if you're looking to start on a journey towards living your best life, you've made it to the right place. Hello and welcome back. I know y'all are probably about sick of me because your girl done left y'all hanging for a while, and I apologize. I apologize. As per usual, it's been a lot going on, and like I tell y'all, if energetically I'm not in the right place, I don't like to create and record for you all because I don't want it to not be right. So I always got to make sure that I'm grounded and I'm centered before I record. So I hope that you all understand that and extend me grace. But a lot of things have been going on in the background and a lot of emotionally draining things. And also on top of that, I just opened my website up. So I'm super excited. It is called The Healing Bed. This is my new brand that I'm going to be providing tools such as journals, affirmation cards, manifestation candles, etc. to help us to start leading our best lives. So I'm really excited about that. So right now I am offering 2 manifestation journals and 2 sets of affirmation card decks, but I have more products coming in on the way. But I know me, and if I didn't go ahead and hit the live button, I was going to continue to find every excuse or every reason to put off the launch. So I was like, you know what? It's not everything that I need right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So please show your support and follow The Healing Bed on Facebook and also on Instagram. And there it has my website link, but I will also list the website in the show notes. So thank you. So I've been really busy with that and just trying to get myself together really to conquer another one of my fears. So I'm really proud of myself. I will tell you that. So that's something I have been really busy with, but I'm so thankful and happy that I've been able to put it all together and present it to you all. So it's just going to get better with time. I'm going to start offering more products, and also I'm going to start offering coaching services too. So keep a lookout for that. So today we're going to be talking about body image, and I feel like we all have gone through days where we just were not happy with our bodies at all. I feel like it's just a thing, especially with women. So it's just really important for us to learn why we judge ourselves so harshly, or why we critique every little thing that we perceive as a flaw with our bodies. And I myself suffered from a history of body struggles. And even since I was small, like a child, I always was in between. Like I never was like obese or, super fluffy, but I wasn't skinny. Like I've always been in the middle, and I'm like that now. Like I'm solid. Of course, I have excess fat that I can release and get rid of, but I've never been plus size. Like I can't fit clothes in a plus size section, but I'm not a junior. So I feel like I've always been like right in the middle. And there's days that I do appreciate that, but then there are other days like, oh my God, why can't my stomach be flatter? Why can't my arms be more toned, or da 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 da? And it's just like always something like to nitpick or critique. And so even when I was younger, like I'm pretty sure like I've been on like every diet, like I've done Atkins, I've done keto, I've done calorie counting, I've pretty much done everything. I've taken prescription weight loss medications back in the day, and they worked at first, but then you gain all the weight back and plus some. So obviously there's something else going on that is causing me to just gain this weight, and just I can't let it go, or I feel like I can't let it go. And like I said before, there's been times that I have significantly lost weight, and I thought that I felt or that I looked great, but inside I felt terrible. And every time that I have lost a large amount of weight, it was not healthy. It was usually because of stress or because I was sick. Like, those have been the only 2 times in my life up until this point that I've been able to lose significant amounts of weight. And it was due to not so great reasons. And it's so funny because everybody be like, oh, you look so good, or you're getting smaller and all that. And I'm like, thank you. But I'm like, but I feel like I want to die inside, but it's just like, you think that losing the weight and is going to make you feel better. And if you're not doing it for the right reasons, it's not. So this episode, I want to talk about the underlying issues that lead us to have issues with body image, or that leads us to have issues where we're overweight. And so I'm not giving any medical advice here, not at all. I am literally just speaking from my experience and some tips to help with the mental aspect of this. But as usual, please always consult a physician or a medical professional or a mental health professional to help you on your journey if you feel like that's what you need. Okay, so I just want to make that note. But I will say that happily, I have been able to steadily lose weight here probably for the last few months. And I'm going to share with you how I have finally achieved that. So, for me, like I said, I've always had a history of being on diets or being very harsh with myself, like cutting too many calories or saying, oh, you can't eat carbs, or you can't have sweets, you can't have this, or you can't have fried foods. And everything was just so harsh. And so I was getting results, but I wasn't happy. And the different ways that I was utilizing to lose weight were not long-term options. I could not continue to deprive myself for the rest of my life, because you have to realize, like, when you lose weight or you're trying to change your body, like, it's a lifestyle. It's not just this get skinny quick trend like everybody is trying to do. Like, it's really not about that. So for me, I had to, again, implement the principle of balance. And that really rules my life, is balance. Some people may call it riding the fence. I call it balance. And it's because not everything in this world is black or white. Like, you can't just, you either choose this side or that side. It's very few things in life that are very just direct, concrete, this is it, this or that. Everything else is a gray area. And for me, I have learned that I live in the gray area and I love it there, because I'm not being too hard on myself, and then I'm not letting myself slack off either. So now what I have implemented is, instead of going to the gym 6 to 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day, I go maybe 3 times a week, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. And in between, I'll go walking at the park, because the walking not only helps me physically, but it helps me mentally more than anything. Like, that's where I meditate. That's where I give my gratitude. That's where I appreciate nature and the trees and the greenery and the sun or the sky, like all of that. So it's more holistic. It's not just I'm walking because I need to lose weight. No, it's like I'm moving my body. I'm honoring my body. I'm taking in this beautiful earth that we have. So when I started looking at it like that, it became more enjoyable. And now I hate missing a day walking, because I'm like, that's my me time. Like, that's my time to decompress. That's my time to be in deep thought. So I've turned it into more of a ritual for my well-being, more than just do this to lose weight. And I do the same thing with food. Now, if y'all know me personally, y'all know I love to eat and I love to cook. Okay? And when I cook, that is an expression of my love, not only for others, but also for myself. So that's why I had to look at food. Like, I'm not going to demonize different types of food, because I'm a Taurus. And I'm going to give you a little tip about Taurus people. We love experiences that utilize all 5 of our senses. So like, when it comes to food, I'm not a person that can just eat food for fuel. No, food is an experience. So like, when people tell you, oh, you don't you don't live to eat, you eat to live. No. If I'm going to eat, I'm going to enjoy my food. So when I cook, I want my senses, all of my senses, to tingle when I eat my food. So what I do now is I bless my food. I tell my food, thank you. Thank you for providing the nutrients that I need. And I listen to my body. And when I look at a food, before I eat it, I say, is this going to nourish my body? Is this what my body needs right now? Am I listening to the signals that my body is giving me? Because I'll tell you is when you get to a certain point, your body will communicate with you what you need. Now, if you suffered from disordered eating, then you have to work on this first before you can truly listen to what your body is telling you. But when you've gotten to a point of where you're more balanced, your body will tell you what you need. And so that's how I practice my eating now. I don't limit myself. I don't cut out food groups or anything like that, but I listen to my body. If I eat too much bread, then I know I'm going to feel sluggish later, and I don't want to feel like that. So I'll eat maybe half a piece of bread or something like that. Or I try to make sure I drink my green smoothies every day to get my nutrients. I try to make sure that before I eat any like meat or anything heavy, I try to eat fruit or my smoothie first in the morning so that my body is able to absorb those nutrients without any delay. So I make sure that those go directly in my body. So when I started looking at food as a way to honor my body and not as a way to feed my trauma or my emotional lows, then it became easy. Because now, instead of me self-medicating with food, I journal. I write down, my feelings. Why do I feel this way? Like, I'm not afraid to dig deep into where some of our darker or shadow side, why it's occurring. So now food is for me to literally enjoy and to nourish my body. I'm not using it as a form of medication. So now that I've done that, and also I haven't put a time limit on myself. Everything is always summer body. Summer bodies are made in the winter and da 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 da. What is the rush? Like, really, when you think about it, what is the rush? Like, are you really, like, if somebody came up to you right now and said, I have an all expense paid vacation to Santorini or Mykonos, Greece for 10 days. Are you going to turn it down because you're not at the size that you want to be at? Like, think about it. Because I'm like, I don't care what size I am. If somebody comes up to me and offers me an all expense paid vacation to Greece, I'm out of here. Okay, so I'm saying this to say, like, you can't put your life on hold because you're not a certain size. And some people out here will make you think that a lot of people feel like their worth is built into what they look like or what size they are. And like, when you get out of that mindset, like I have, and you look back on that, you're like, how crazy is that? Like, you're literally limiting your life. You keep telling yourself you're not going to do all these things because you don't look a certain way. And you have all these options in front of you. You have all these wonderful experiences in front of you, but you're turning them down because you don't like the way you look. And so when you start looking at it like that, it's like, no, go enjoy and live your life. Enjoy these things. And then guess what? The weight loss and the way that you look at yourself is going to change because you're actually out here enjoying your life. You're not at home depressed or sad. No, you're out here living your life. And so that's going to get you out of your head. And then before you know it, naturally, you're going to transition into a way of where you feel better about yourself. You're more confident about yourself. And at that point, it don't even matter about the size or the weight. It's about how you carry yourself. Because the way that you treat yourself is how other people are going to treat you. Okay? And so it all stems from the inside. You have to do the work to figure out, why are you so judgmental on yourself? Why are you so overcritical of yourself? It's not about other people, Because when you build yourself up and you love yourself and you feel that you're worthy, it does not matter what anybody else says. Because you're going to be so confident and set in yourself, like, fuck that. Like, who cares what they say? It don't matter. Because I tell you this, when other people judge you, and I feel like I said this before in the shame episode, but when other people judge you, it's because you act as a mirror to them. There are insecurities within them that they are taking out on you. So that's why you can't take people's opinions and words seriously, like, at the end of the day, because we all have things that we're working on. And a lot of people don't yet have the tools to know how to deal with their own shit. So the only way that they know how to make themselves feel better for a moment is to take it out on somebody else. And so that's why I said, when you become more confident and strong in yourself, then you know these things and they don't bother you as much. So that's all I can say is, like I said, when it comes to body image, and it can be for people that are underweight also, because this society now, everybody wants big old titties and everybody wants these big abnormal butts. So it makes people who have smaller bodies feel insecure also. So it's not even just about overweight people, but it's also about, naturally smaller framed people also. And so it all boils down to how you feel about yourself and not letting anybody else's opinions or judgments bring you down. And so I have some tips that I wrote down, kind of more in a list fashion of some of the things that I did and some other things that I recommend for others who are kind of ready to just feel better about themselves overall. So number one for me, YouTube. I'm trying to tell you, I feel like I bring up YouTube in every single episode because I'm telling you, you have to utilize the tools in front of you. YouTube, free. I'm telling you, you can literally search for any topic on there and somebody has made a video about it. YouTube, I started searching. At first, it started for me searching like on weight loss routines or exercise routines. But then, as I grew more in my spiritual journey, I started to then search for like emotional reasons for weight gain or emotional reasons for negative body image. And then that was the game changer. Like, the physical stuff is all good, but if your mind is fucked up, working out and how you eat is not going to change a thing. Okay, you really got to work on your mind first. And so I just started looking for people who I felt like were around my size, who kind of had the same difficulties that I was experiencing. And if it said keto, low carb, anything like that, I'm not clicking on it, because that I know that that's not sustainable for me. But I want to see people who did the emotional and mental work to get to their goal and what they're doing. So YouTube, I can't tell you anymore. I love YouTube. Which kind of leads me also into social media. You have to remember, you have the power to curate your social media feeds. Because everyone wants to blame social media for, unnatural bodies, or all these women have this work done and da-da-da-da. Why are you following them? You only see them because you're following them. So why are you going to punish yourself every day by following people who don't look like you and who don't promote healthy, regular lifestyles? So what I did was I went through my social media pages and I deleted or unfollowed anybody whose lifestyle did not align with mine. If there's somebody on there all the time that's always needing to lose 5 pounds, or somebody that's always like, oh my God, I'm fat, and they're like a fucking size 6, like, I'm not following you because you're pissing me off, to be honest. And I'm like, shit, if you think that you're fat and you're a damn size 6, you must think I'm a fucking whale. And does that help? Like, no, that doesn't help at all. So you control your social media. So follow accounts who are body positive. Follow accounts who are spiritual and, are on, like I said, in alignment with you and what you want to do. You are in charge of your life and what you see. So I don't want to hear about social media, this, and this. You can utilize social media to be positive. You just have to learn how to unfollow people. You can't follow everybody. You can't be friends with everybody. And guess what? It's okay. You don't have to know everything that's going on in the world, especially with folks that you don't even know. Like, you stressing yourself out over people that you don't even fucking know and probably will never meet before in your life. So change it for good. Put things on there that are going to be helpful for you. Follow accounts that give good inspiration or give good advice or have good links or have good podcasts. But tailor it for you and customize it, okay? Next, balance. Like I said, for me, I know me. I practice moderation. I practice moderation in eating and with exercising. Like I said before, I don't kill myself in the gym 6 or 7 days a week. If I'm tired, I'm tired and I'm not going because I am listening to my body. I know when I'm tired. I know when I'm being lazy versus when I'm being tired, but sometimes you do need to be lazy because you might have been going hard with emotional stuff or work stuff and your body needs a break. So try walking. Like, try going for a small walk after you eat dinner. Or, depending on your work schedule, go walk in the morning after you drop the kids off to school. Just to clear your mind. Don't look at it as a punishment for what you ate. Look at it as an experience. Look at it as your me time. As your time to get rid of your stresses. As your time to get grounded and clear any negative or heavy energy out of your body. Like I said, don't just jump on keto or strict calorie cutting because you can lose weight fast. Anybody can lose weight fast, but can you keep it off? That's the key. So I have been losing weight slowly but steadily, and I can see that my body has changed. So before, I was like obsessed with getting on the scale all the time, like all day, every day. And now I'm just like, nah, I jump on there when I feel like I need to, just to kind of give me a baseline or just to make sure that I am staying on track. But like I said, everything for me is balance. Like, if my kids want to get ice cream, we're going to go get ice cream and I'm going to eat ice cream with them. But I don't eat it every day. So it's like you got to learn how to indulge and enjoy those experiences, but don't overindulge. Okay, I really don't drink soda. I really don't have the desire to drink soda. To be honest, the only time I drink soda is if I have a really bad headache or I'm nauseous on my stomach. And at that point, I'll usually only go buy like one can or one 20-ounce bottle from the convenience store. But I don't regularly buy soda for me. I make my own fruit-infused water at home, or I'll drink my alkaline water. Or if I want something sweet, I'll buy sweet tea and I'll usually drink it like with dinner. But other than that, like during the day, I only drink either plain alkaline water or I'll drink my fruit infused water. So you just have to find what works for you and not be so harsh or so punitive to yourself. Cut back. If you're used to drinking a 2-liter bottle of soda every day, don't just go cold turkey. Because what's going to happen is you're going to restrict yourself so much that you're going to like overdo it because you didn't cut yourself off of something that you've been drinking every day for like years. And now you just all of a sudden stopped it and then you're going to OD on it because you haven't had it in so long. So just actively put forth an effort to cut back. Cut back to half a liter and then just keep going, just keep cutting back, keep making progress. But everything doesn't have to be so harshly and so abruptly and so cold turkey. Like I said, it's all about loving yourself and honoring yourself and just learning as you go. So balance and stop being so hard on yourself. A major game changer for me was affirmations and mirror work. And this might mortify you at first. But I'm going to tell you what really helped me was like when I got out of the shower or when I got up in the morning, literally go stand in front of the mirror naked and just scan your body and just say nice things to yourself. And it may feel like you're lying or you don't believe it, but I promise you, if you just keep saying it, it works. Because like I said, I've been struggling with my weight, or I should say struggling with body image for a long time. And it's just now, like I said, the past few months where I'm looking at myself like, damn, girl, you did that. Or like, I see you getting slimmer. Or you're doing a good job. At first, I would hate to look in the mirror. You know? And it's sad when you think about it, because I'm like, some of the things that we say to ourselves, like, we would never say to our loved ones. We would never say that to our sister or our mother or our daughter. Like, we would not tell them, ugh, girl, you need to go get in the gym. Oh, girl, you're getting big. Now, some people do, but I feel like that's fucked up personally, because you don't know what people are going through. Nobody is just overweight because they want to be overweight and they're lazy. It's a lot of underlying factors under that. And I feel like people feel like because they're brutally honest, like, that just gives them a pass to be assholes. And I don't agree with that at all. I just feel like, if anything, like, if you see somebody that you know or you love that has, like, recently just, like, gained weight all of a sudden, like, there's something wrong. And you're not helping by calling them fat or telling them they need to lose weight or that they need to watch what they eat. Like, you're not helping that person at all. You're probably pushing them closer over to the edge. So I caution anybody that's listening, if this is the type of shit that you do, please check yourself. Okay? Because it's not cool. You can always approach somebody out of love and out of respect and ask them, you know, is everything okay? I've noticed some changes. Like, you don't even have to bring up the weight. You can just be like, I just want to see if you're okay. Do you need help with anything? Do you need to talk or anything? Because there has been some type of significant occurrence in their life 9 times out of 10. I dare to say 10 times out of 10. Okay, it's not about just being lazy. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot of emotional issues. A lot of people have been abused, or people self-medicate with food. Okay, not everybody does drugs or drinks alcohol to cope. A lot of people use food. And the thing with food is, unlike alcohol and drugs, you cannot avoid it. You cannot stop eating food. You can stop doing crack. You can stop smoking weed. You can stop being an alcoholic. Well, I should say overindulging in alcohol. But you cannot stop eating food. That's what we need to survive. So it's a whole different ball game when somebody has an issue with overeating in food. So everybody needs to be a little more kinder and a little more understanding, and stop being an asshole and saying that it's, oh, you're just being brutally honest or you're just trying to help. It's not helpful. Choose better words and do better. That's all I can say on that note. Just do better. But the affirmations I would say to myself is, my body is getting more toned every day. Or instead of saying like, I love my body, because at that point that was a straight up lie. I did not love my body, but I say I am learning to love my body more and more every day. So you can change the way that the affirmations are. They don't always have to be 100% like in the positive, but you can also add an element to it that shows that you're learning to love your body. You are learning to honor your body. I am learning to nourish my body with the proper foods that it needs. So it's more gentle. It's not so where you just feel like, this is dumb, like I don't believe this. So at least if you say like you're in the process of getting to that, it may help your subconscious mind accept it more. So I promise you, even though it may be super hard at first, if you get in that mirror naked and say these affirmations to yourself, and also while you're in the mirror, the body parts or areas that you dislike the most, love on them. Like if you don't, like me, my arms, I'm working on getting my arms smaller, because I swear, like, the excess weight that just came to my arms, I'm like, what the hell? You know, like I said, like, I've never been small. That's not the issue, but it's like some of like my weight started, I guess as I got older, it started gaining in different areas. So with my arms, I've always been like, ugh, I hate my arms, da 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 da. But now, like, the part of my arm that I don't like when I'm lotioning up or putting my oil on after my shower, I'll be like, you know, thank you, or you're so beautiful, or, you know, thank you for, you know, allow me to use my arms to get me through the day. Like, anything like that, like, speak positively to it, because your body responds to how you treat it and how you talk to it. It's a living thing. Just like, you know, they had an experiment where people who talked to their plants or who said positive things to their plants versus, excuse me, people who said negative things to their plants, on how the difference is, like the positive plants, they grew and flourished, and the plants that had negative things said to them did not. It's the same thing with our bodies. If you keep saying, oh my God, I'm ugly. Oh my God, I'm fat. Oh, I hate the way I look. I hate this. I hate this. I hate that. Da 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 da. Your body is like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, like, I'm keeping you alive. You can walk. You can talk. You can go places. And here you are telling me how bad I am. Like, you don't think that one day, like, your body is just going to shut down on you? So you got to change the way that you talk to yourself. Even if you don't like it. Like my stomach. Like the lower part of my stomach drives me crazy. But you know what? I think that part, I guess a lot of people call it the fupa or the apron or whatever. But even though I don't like the way that it looks and I'm actively working on it, I still honor it. And I say thank you, because this is my badge of honor for being a mother. I was able to carry 2 babies who were healthy and who have grown, who are smart and loving and handsome. So my belly helped me carry this life, these 2 lives that was grown inside of me, where I had 2 C-sections where they were born healthy. So why would I hate it? You know, so I honor it, and I tell you, thank you for allowing me to do that. Thank you for allowing me to be a mother. Thank you for allowing me to give birth to my babies. And I honor it. I thank it, but I'm still working towards it decreasing. And so that's how you that's how you honor and praise your body. You can still love your body and still want to improve it. Those 2 things are not mutually exclusive. You can do both of these things, because overall we do need to be healthy. It's not so much as, you know, the looks of it, but of course, you know, if we look better, we feel better. But it's also about how our body works. Like, we want to make sure it's as efficient as possible to keep us alive and to keep us thriving, especially during the times that we're in now with, you know, certain viruses that have taken over our lives for the past couple years now. So honor your body, praise it. Even if it doesn't feel comfortable for you, just keep doing it. And I promise you, it'll get easier. And one day it's going to click and you're going to be like, dang, I can't believe I used to talk about myself so bad, you know? So next is stop trying to fit others' expectations. Okay? If you want to change your body, do it for you. Because like I said before, people will judge you based off of the issues that they have. If you notice, people who are always constantly obsessed with people's weight or how other people look and all that other stuff, is because they judge themselves like that. They are not happy with themselves. Because if you are happy, complete, and whole, you are not worried about what somebody else is doing. So don't let miserable people tell you what you need to do or how you need to look. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm tired. I'm 33 years old and I am tired of living my life for other people. So you got to nip it in the bud. And if people keep telling you or making comments about how you look and all that stuff, nip that shit in the bud. Like I told my son, you tell people it's weird. It's weird when you sit up here and look at me and comment on my body. That is weird. Why are you worrying about my appearance? Like I said, if anything, if you see a major change in appearance from me or a change in my body composition and I'm not actively working out or, you know, or I'm not actively just, you know, wilding out, like maybe check and see if I'm okay instead of talking about me or judging me or how I look. Like I said, people that do that really need to check themselves because it's weird as fuck. And, okay, or even if you don't approach that person, maybe you just need to pray for them. Because obviously they're going through something. But just stop being so judgmental. Like, I don't understand. It's strange to me. But, you know, like I said, society has made it acceptable to just offer our opinions on other people's lives. Even people that we don't know. And it's strange and it's just too much. And so you do not have to be subjected to anybody else's opinions, judgments, or views on your body. Do not rush yourself. Take your time. Do what you need to do. Get your mind right. And everything else with your body is going to follow. Okay, so don't let anybody, don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for your spouse. Don't do it for your family. Don't do that. Do it for yourself, because when you do it for yourself and you do it the right way, it's going to be sustainable. It's going to last, and you're going to be happy with yourself. You're going to be proud of yourself because you came to the conclusion that you need to do the work on your own, not because you're trying to please somebody else. Another good tip is to download a daily habit tracker app on your phone. I used this when I first was trying to develop better habits, just so I would get into the routine of it. I think my tracker is called Habit, is what I would use. So I use it to track my meditation time, my gratitude journaling, my water intake, my walking, and my amount of time that I exercise. So I don't use it as much now, but I just used it to set up myself for a good routine, to remind myself, okay, at this time you need to do this. This time you need to do that. Okay, make sure you do this before the day is over. So it just helps to set up a good routine. And so I would highly recommend to do that, just to help, get you going and to help keep you on track. Also, next, journaling. I think I talk about journaling in every episode that I record. Journaling literally has saved my life in so many different areas. And journaling is how I figured out some of the issues of why it was so difficult for me to release the excess weight. And what I come to find out was that I had some inner child issues, mother wound issues, and also the fact that I'm an empath. A lot of empaths are overweight. And when I did research into that, and I don't know if I've explained this earlier, but an empath is a highly sensitive person who can absorb other people's energies and emotions. And it can be very draining. And so, little anatomy lesson, but fat on our bodies acts as an insulator. It not only provides us with energy, but it also acts as an insulator. So when you are an empath and you're constantly absorbing and taking on other people's emotions and energy, the fat acts as a protective layer for you. If you don't know how to properly ground and clear yourself of other people's energies, then the fat is there to act as an insulator to try to bounce off some of those other energies and to keep you safe. So I had to learn as an empath how to properly ground every day and how to clear my energy. So I do that by wearing protective crystals and stones like black tourmaline, hematite, things of that nature, things that are known to protect you. So I wear that so that I don't absorb people's energies too much. I do meditation every day, which helps grounds me. I go walking in nature, trees, grass, anything like that. All those are very grounding. And so basically, sometimes I'll go outside in my front yard barefoot and I'll just stand in the grass and close my eyes for a few minutes. And that helps to take out those negative, heavy energies that may be weighing me down. So once I learned how to properly regulate that, it helped. And I would talk to myself and I say, okay, body, I have now learned how to properly protect myself, how to properly ground myself. I do not need this excess fat to act as my protector from this, because I have learned this lesson. I now know how to do this, and I no longer need you for that. I thank you. And so it's kind of like a release ceremony almost, like I approach everything like as a ceremony or ritual in my life, because everything deserves honor. And so I do the same thing. Even like I said, if it's parts of my body that I don't like, they came about for a reason. So I want to honor them for their purpose and why they were there, but I also let them know I don't need you anymore, because I know how to better manage myself. I know how to take care of myself better. I know how to protect myself. So that kind of lets your body know, okay, I can let this layer down a little bit. And also, journaling helps, especially like if you're an emotional eater. Journaling and tracking your daily habits can help you pinpoint the exact times when you OD on chocolate or OD on bread or pasta and stuff. It's like if you can pinpoint what happens during those moments, then you can start to learn how to find better coping mechanisms that are healthier so that you're not turning to food, but that you're actually dealing with the issues, dealing with the problems, and you can use food as, your source of nourishment and also as just a source of pleasure, but not as a crutch or as a medication. So journaling is very, very important. I will always advocate for it 100% of the times because it helps you, because with journaling, you can write down your deepest, darkest thoughts, just like, Dear Diary, because you're not holding yourself back because you're afraid. Like if you're talking to a person, you're afraid somebody's going to go and, repeat what you said, or maybe you're not quite ready to be vulnerable with an actual person about how you feel or what's going on with you. So a journal is a way to write down those feelings, write down those instances of, weakness or what's going on in a way that you can be vulnerable and not be afraid to really speak your mind and get off your chest what's going on. So that helps a whole lot. Next, stop demonizing certain food groups. Okay, if you go like on certain weight loss groups and stuff, they'll try to tell you don't eat carbs. It's not necessary to eat carbs. No, our body requires carbs, proteins, fats, and water. Okay, now white carbs such as like white bread, pasta, things that are not whole grain, now those are not the best for you. Like if possible, try to do whole wheat, but stop demonizing carbs. Carbs is not the reason that you're fat. It's because you're eating things that are processed. You're not eating the right type of carbs. So you got to do your research on your own, because there's a lot of people who have lost weight that are suffering from disordered eating. Okay. And they're going to tell you all these things because, if you eat certain carbs, they hold on. Carbohydrates hold on to water. And so that's why you lose weight so fast at first when you go on a low carb or keto diet, because you are losing a lot of water. But once you start going back to eating a regular diet that involves carbs, it seems like you're going to gain weight, but it's water. It's not even really fat. It's more so water. But I'm just saying all this to say, like, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. But I'm just telling you this because you have to watch who you follow or watch the information that you look up. Because for everybody that says keto is great, you're going to find a group that says keto is terrible. You're always going to find both sides of an argument to support what they're thinking. So you have to do what is right for you. You have to do what's right for you and your body. Because that if you sit up here and eat a whole box of chocolate, you probably going to feel sick. This. I don't care what side of the diet line you're on. If you sit up here and eat a whole box of chocolate, you're going to feel sick. So it's about learning how your body feels. So maybe eat a couple pieces of chocolate. Don't eat 10. Like I said, try to find balance in everything, but don't demonize certain foods. And if you do suffer from disordered eating, then consult a nutritional therapist, consult a psychiatrist, or somebody that can help you get through these issues. So then you can learn how to trust your body, because you have to do a lot of work to unlearn a lot of bad patterns and a lot of bad habits and all of the trauma that you've put your body through. Like if you have an issue with, overeating and then restricting your eating, you have to teach your body how to trust you again, basically. So it's a lot of work that is involved. It's not an easy thing, and not everybody can do it on their own. So please consult a medical or mental health professional to help you if this is something that you've been struggling with for a long time and you need like an outside perspective to help you see things in a different way. But I think that is all the tips that I have, but that's a good start to go with. Like I said, do your own research on everything, because you have to resonate with what you want to do. I can tell you what to do. I can make suggestions all day, but if it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate and it's not going to work. So just make sure that you do what you need to do and you do your own research to figure out what's best for you. That's all I can do. But I've been through this. Like I said, I'm very proud of myself. I'm definitely loving my body. I can tell that I'm getting stronger. I can tell that I'm getting smaller in a good way. And like I said, I'm not trying to be skinny. I've never been skinny in my life. I don't want to be skinny. It's just certain areas, that I want to tone up and flatten a little more. But like I said, now that I look at exercise and walking as a boost for my mental health and wellness, everything else is an added bonus. And even though I'm not where I necessarily want to be right now, I'm proud of the progress that I made. I'm not in a rush. My summer body is whatever fucking body I have this summer, fall, winter, spring. It is what it is. I'm not doing this just for summer. Like, I'm doing this for my life. I'm doing this to be able to play with my kids. I'm doing this to feel good about myself. I'm doing this to feel strong and to be healthy and to keep my immune system intact. So it's just so many more things that we need to focus on our health besides just looking a certain way, being a certain size. So that's just the message that I wanted to put out there today. So I hope you all enjoyed. Please, as I said before, please follow The Healing Bed on Facebook and on IG. I will have the website listed in the show notes so you can go and get your manifestation journals, get your positive affirmation cards, because you can use those journals for anything. It's not just about money. Like, you can manifest your dream body if that's what you want to do. You can manifest love, like anything, like a new job, a new career, a new business. Like, the manifestation journal is for whatever you want to bring into your life. But you got to remember that, just like what we talked about today, you have to put forth the effort. It's not going to be perfect. You don't have to rush. You don't have to do it harshly, but you do have to put forth the effort. You can't just write it down in the journal and think it's going to happen like you making a wish with a genie. That's not how it works. It's just like with prayer. Faith without works is dead. So you can pray about it. You can try to manifest it. But if you're not putting in the work and the effort towards it, it's not going to happen. I don't care what you do. All right. So on that note, I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to get better at recording. I promise. I'm not going to make y'all wait another month and a half until I record again. But thank y'all for rocking with me. And as usual, always be loved, be light, but be with the shits when necessary. Y'all have a good one. Bye.